In the heart of an abandoned Brooklyn warehouse, the only sound is the slow drip of rain from a cracked skylight and the soft scrape of boots on concrete. Natasha Romanoff Kodini and Black Widow stand silent, alert, watching her shadow stretch across the empty space. She's not alone tonight. Opposite her, arms folded and face covered with a distinctive mask, looms Brock Rumlow, better known as Crossbones. This is not the first time these two have met, but tonight, the stakes are simple. One walk away, one stays down. And as the light flickers overhead, you can't help but wonder brute force or agility which wins out. Crossbones is everything the name implies. Broad, intimidating, his combat armor practically sewn into his skin. On the battlefield, he's a tank, a battering ram. Every punch he throws feels like it weighs 100 pounds. There's nothing subtle about Rumlow. He believes in overwhelming strength, the kind that crushes a cinder block with a single blow. But brute force, if predictable, has a downside. Natasha circles him, her movements smooth and silent. For years, she's been the world's top spy. It's an agent who can disappear into a crowd or slither through laser grids most would call impassable. Every step is calculated, each breath measured. She knows Rumlow's reputation. He's relentless, impervious to pain, and has a particular fondness for smashing through whatever's in front of him. The first attack is explosive. Crossbones charges, the ground shaking with his weight. Natasha's already moving, her reflexes honed through years of balancing on the knife's edge between life and death. She ducks the initial swinger haymaker that could VA, shattered her jawed counters with a swift kick to the ribs. For most, that'd be enough to knock the wind out of them.
Out low, though.
Only grins beneath his mask. He's trying to trap her, to corner the quarry and pin her down. That's his style. Drive, batter, overpower. But Black Widow isn't the average adversary. She slips around him, darting between the pillars, using every shadow, every steel beam as a shield. Long ago, Natasha learned that the best way to neutralize a bigger, stronger opponent is to turn their advantages against them. Let them swing wide. Let them overreach. She baits him again, a feint that draws Rumlow's attention to the left. Before she spins right, slamming a fist into his exposed side, he recovers fast, grabbing her arm, squeezing with crushing force. There's a moment of tension, muscle against sinew, brute force versus lithe agility. But that's when Natasha's training shows. The armbar, the twist, the pressure point moves learned in the red-lit halls of her past lives. She breaks free, lands a knee to his thigh, and rolls away out of his grasp. Crossbones laughs, exasperated, switches tactics, pulling out twin combat knives, flashing under the dim light. The air is thick with threat. She's never allowed herself to be intimidated. Instead, Natasha adapts, drawing a pair of Widow's bite batons. Technology meets tradition. Sparks fly as blade meets electrified metal. Now the warehouse echoes with the clang of weapons and rapid footfalls. Rumlow attacks with the vigor of a sledgehammer, each blow meant to end things. Natasha deflects, dodges, slides low, lightning fast, always a fraction of a second ahead. Her style is finesse, adaptation, reading the room, and the rhythm of her opponent. For every 2 strikes Rumlow throws, she counters one and avoids the other entirely.
Always.
Where he aims for confrontation, she aims for disruption. Still, the battle isn't without cost. A glancing blow catches her shoulder, a flare of pain, a reminder that the scales aren't all that uneven. Rumlow's brute force comes with resilience, can take punishment and dish it out. But every time he lands a hit, fabric tears, and the pace slows a little. For all his power, he tires quickly, burning through energy like a wildfire. Natasha, in contrast, is an exercise in economy. She conserves, pivots, makes him chase. The longer the fight, the more her agility pays dividends. Sweat beads on Rumlow's brow beneath his mask. His swings get wider, sloppier, and that's when Natasha presses her advantage. She charges, feints a left hook, then jabs a Widow's bite baton to his side. The shock floors him, armor and all, muscles spasming out of control. She stands over him for a breath, catching her, his eyes cold but calm. Rumlow glares up, frustrated, and then grins. In another life, he'd respect her. Maybe he even does. So, brute force versus agility. Strength may dominate early, but in the end, adaptability outlasts pure power. Black Widow holsters her batons, doesn't look back. In a world full of hammers, sometimes what you need is a scalpel. And as the city's sirens swell somewhere far off, you remember it's not always the strongest who stands last, but the one who knows how to move with the storm.